in a different way. They somehow find a way to lose the game how they lost today. Oh, man. All right, we're back. WFNY BrownsCast, waiting for next year podcast on the Evergreen Podcast Network. I'm your host, Josh Poloha. With me, as usual, Joe Gilbert and Taylor Jedrzejek. Got it. I can't, that's a weird name to pronounce. Not a weird name, but a difficult name for me to pronounce.
It's easier if you never see it at all ever in your life.
All right, so I guess on this fine Sunday night, we're here to talk about how the Browns just lost. They're up 13 with 1 minute and 33 seconds left, lose 31-30 in the most Browns-iest way possible. Because I know only in Cleveland is cliche and I hate it, but this stuff literally only happens in Cleveland. Yeah. So Joe Gilbert, you were at the game. I'll go with you first. Was it as bad in person as it was on TV? Worse? Better?
It was probably worse. Oh my God. I still can't get over that they lost. Now we're getting people blaming Chubb. It's just ridiculous that.
I refuse to let that become a narrative.
Seriously, it's on one. It's on one.
It is. Oh no, it's not. I'm not going to blame Nick Chubb, but you blame the defense, and then the next tier down you blame special teams, and then 100 tiers down Nick Chubb.
I guess, but oh my God, it's. If you can't secure a two touchdown lead with 2 minutes left, you're in trouble. So
I feel like about 20 of those tiers you just mentioned might be Grant Delpit.
He's part of the defense. Yeah. He's part of tier 1. Tier 1A is Joe Woods. Tier 1B is the Browns defensive backfield. Which, by the way, if you go back and listen to the Browns season preview, Joe, Gilbert, and I both said that was one of the best defensive backfields in the NFL. So I apologize for
we were wrong.
They could be. They could be if they were all playing the same play on
right.
given
If
play.
they're on the same page, and it was awful. It was the worst loss I've ever experienced live. And that's saying something.
That says a lot. Wait, you weren't there for kick 6? You weren't there kick 6, Baltimore?
No, if you could, so that one, it was.
That one was almost funny.
It was, and the team sucked. This team is supposed to contend.
Personally, I thought today's loss was funny just because it's the Browns. It's hard not to laugh when this stuff happens anymore. Correct? Unless you're a Browns, I'm a Browns fan. I'm an Ohio State diehard. I'm a Browns fan. And by the way, why did I grow up? I tweeted this out. Why did I become a Browns fan? Why did young Josh become a Browns fan? I had so many different choices, and I picked the freaking Cleveland Browns.
You were born into it, my man.
Dude.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell. Oh, man. Yeah, my buddy, my cousin and her husband, it was their first game of season ticket holders, and I called him after the game and I said, welcome to the club. What a first game to have. And he sent me a picture after, and it was the high, I don't know what that little highway is right outside the main concrete, right outside the stadium that everyone's on. And he just put, this is the real factory of sadness.
Yeah. So full disclosure, I started to leave when there was 2 minutes left and they just scored the touchdown. I was going down the elevator and I came out and they scored a touchdown already. So I stopped at the TV and was stuck watching just a dumpster fire continue on a tiny little television in the elevator hallway. I can't get over that they lost. I think I saw they had a 99.9% chance of winning.
With a minute and a half left.
Somehow they found that 1.011% there. It's just another Brownsy thing, and we say that a lot. This team should have been 2-0 and in first place all by themselves, and they shit the bed, quite frankly. Just to be frank.
I don't think there's another phrase you can't sugarcoat that at all. Right. It's what happened.
Yeah. They
and what happened is we completely just lost Taylor. He's back. Hold on a second.
Hold on.
He's back.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Taylor. So what?
My internet decided to censor me, I guess.
Can I get censored by my internet, please, so I don't have to talk about this loss anymore?
It did. The internet.
Oh no,
internet,
oh, gosh.
Internet, come to me, please. Censor me. I'll leave forever. I won't try to come back.
Wow.
Yep. See, it happened again. I don't even know what's going on.
Internet, I'm telling you, if you come this way to Medina, I promise I won't try to come back. But seriously, I just
it's just
Cade York. So Cade York was the savior. By the way, Cade York, I know some people are blaming Cade York too. Not all kickers are perfect. But right when he missed that extra point, the doubt started coming into my mind. The first doubt was, wow, the Browns were -6.5. So if the Jets come back and score a touchdown, they lose by 6. I had never doubted that the Browns would lose the game, and now here we are talking about how the Browns are 1-1 because they just lost to the Jets.
Yeah, that's another one to put on above Nick Chubb. You probably have to put Cade York up there too. It's not.
I'm not even
close.
sure that I'm not even sure it's necessarily fair to blame him. Yes, he could have made the extra point, but the defense shouldn't have given up 13 points in a minute and 33 seconds.
He's just the tier right above Chubb, way down 100 tiers.
Yeah, right above.
Yeah, if people are yelling about Cade York and Nick Chubb on Twitter right now, they lose their rights to argue.
Oh, I also have seen Jacoby Brissett hate.
That's the problem though. He played really well today, and they still lost to the Jets.
Right.
Keep in mind, the Jets are literally one of the worst teams in the NFL. Just throwing that out there.
Brissett was 22 of 27. 2 of those passes were incomplete in the corner of the end zone, and 1 was an interception. So
you can't.
One was a clear drop.
Yeah, you just cannot blame anybody else besides the defense. We're sugarcoating it right now. It's the defense's fault. Joe Woods. I know it's hard to fire a coach after 2 games and changing all your coaching after 1 game of bad performance, but this is a continuation of two and 2 games now of just inept miscommunication. No one on defense looks like they're comfortable in this scheme.
Only 2 games.
It's literally we have to hope that there's a penalty that pushes the offense back. I tweeted this earlier. A penalty that pushes the offense back.
The Jets obliged a few times.
Right. Yeah, they did. Yeah. A very favorable review early on in the game. And then just a dumpster fire of a quarterback playing, which was
speaking of dumpster fire, son of a gun, I just realized that what I said in our Thursday preview. I said that meme of the dumpster fire going down that flooded street was the Jets coming to Cleveland. I completely apologize. That was the Browns showing up to freaking First Energy Stadium.
That was us. Yeah. It's it was just there's no one else to blame. This is all on them. I think I saw John Johnson said that we're sending communications, but some people aren't receiving it. That's not great.
That's just great. That is great.
We're in the freaking NFL. This should not be happening, and it continues to happen for 2.5 years. Something needs to change. I don't think they're going to fire anybody, especially after 2 games, and I really don't think besides a scheme change, because it clearly looks like none of these guys want to be in this defense. I don't know how it changes besides just freaking talking to each other. I guess
talking's hard.
At this point, I just don't know. Aside the simple fact of just play better, I don't know what can change. I mean, maybe they can go back to a simpler, more base defense, but I don't know. If they've been in base defense, then you can't really go any simpler than they are. I
just want I formation and dime defense every play. Make it super simple.
Like someone, so I forget. I think it might have been Jake Burns or somebody. Like we're at a point where it might be just better. Everyone just points out who they got. Like at this point, like what are we doing?
Do you know how in basketball when like you have some high schools do like a towel thing?
You do like a
hand the
pickup.
towel to the guy. So when you sub out, you hand the towel to the guy and then tell him who you're guarding, what number.
Right. Like we have Greg Newsom, we have Denzel Ward, we have John Johnson. We have Grant Delpit.
We don't talk about Grant Delpit.
Yeah, but this team.
He's too far away to hear it. Hey, you can talk about Grant Delpit. He's definitely too far away to hear this podcast. It's okay.
This unit should not be this bad. It's just incredible how just dumpster fire.
Is it painful to say that Greg Williams, like we're gonna put someone 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage defense, would have helped today?
It would. We would have won the game probably. We probably would have won the game.
Then that's when you know things are going that bad.
Yeah.
If you say something about Greg Williams' defensive scheme that would have helped, that's like saying the defense played really bad. So I completely agree with your statement.
Yeah, that is so true. That's where we're at.
Oh, man. So Anthony Zanotti. Oh, Joe Taylor, and then I'll say
the most painful part about this whole thing was it's not even that, the defense might not be what we thought it was. Like, Jacoby Brissett has 11 games, and I don't think he's going to play better than he did today in the remaining 9.
It's hard to. He played really freaking good.
You threw that away.
Yeah.
You threw away another game where Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both averaged over 4.5 a carry. Amari Cooper caught 9 balls for 109 yards, and you threw that away.
Yep.
And then, now people are going to be saying we need to cut Elfie out of midfield. We need to not never do the guitar thing again. Put those dogs away until they win. Like all of these things that they did today. That whatever they were doing before the game.
Yep.
Like
those dogs, though. I think win or lose, they should put those dogs away. Personally,
they are a little weird. I get where they're going.
The red
I get
eyes.
where they're going.
A little.
I feel like
you know what they immediately made me think of. You remember in The Sandlot when they were describing how the dog looked, and they said it was like this 10-foot tall monster beast with bright red eyes. Like, that's what those dogs are.
Yeah.
Show me a dog that has red eyes, and then I'll be like, all right, those are those dog things. I won't even call them dogs. They were just like, I don't even know what you call them. Why? Like, why red eyes?
The players looked a little like uncomfortable, so I don't know if it showed on the telecast, but so they came out and it was like in a gate almost, and they kind of were just like locked.
I saw that
on
Twitter.
They were just like locked in the gate for a little bit, and then they
like, what is this, college? Like college football, they do that kind of stuff, or high school. NFL football, like you literally just have smoke and that's it.
Right. Like I feel like it might look better at night with the red light or eyes and stuff, but like,
I guess we'll see on Thursday.
Yeah, I know, God.
Do we have to? Do I have to watch the game on Thursday? Can I just come podcast after the game and not watch it? Just guess what happened. Hey, that would actually be a fun game. See don't watch the game. See the final score and guess what happened.
For a Browns game, you can pretty much kind of cookie cut what is going to happen.
Exactly. If things go very poorly, maybe by the end of the season, I'll be doing that for Joe. Joe will go through the game. I will not watch the game, and I'll guess what happened just by looking at the final score.
I don't think that theory would have worked last week because no one not watching the Browns game.
That's true.
That they made a game-winning kick from 58 yards out.
Very, very true.
But with a close game, though, you could have guessed that it was a game-winning kick. That's a possibility.
It's hard though. That was the most unbrownsy thing I've ever seen.
Actually, and then the law of averages caught up to us. By you saying that it was the most unbrownsy thing, now the law of averages caught up to us in week 2 with the most brownsy thing. Now we're back to the middle.
I thought the Rudd helmet thing was like the top one of the just Browns-iest Browns thing. This might take the cake.
It's gonna be a real good week to stay off social media because you're gonna get a lot of, oh, this is what the Browns deserve for making the trade that they did.
Yeah.
Taylor, moral high ground stuff.
Taylor, it's always a good week to stay off Browns Twitter. Just a forewarning. Until they win a playoff game. Yeah, at least it's only a 4-day week. Yeah. And then if they lose Thursday, you might want to stay off Twitter for a long time.
Please stop.
Browns
if
Twitter,
Mitch,
not Twitter.
I know we said this about Joe Flacco, but Joe Flacco at least won a Super Bowl. If Mitch Trubisky throws for 300 yards,
struggled against the Patriots.
I might do the podcast in a Steelers jersey. I don't have a Steelers jersey. I don't know where I'd find one. Well, there's enough bandwagon fans out here. I'm sure I could find one.
You could probably just head west a little bit.
I could honestly just go to the local mall and find one. There's enough bandwagon here for it. So, yeah.
It's just it's tough to.
I feel gross.
Why? That you're a Browns fan? Because I feel gross as well.
No, I just I get myself up for this stuff, and then part of my soul dies every time this happens.
Yeah.
Wait, then how do you have any soul left if part of your soul dies every time it happens?
It just chisels it off.
See, I'm laughing about it because laughing helps. I just can't get worked up about it anymore.
At this point, the Browns have created me 17 Horcruxes, and I'm immortal.
All right, so Anthony Zanotti commented on Facebook, what a live bet on the Jets that would have been at 2 minutes in the fourth. It probably would have been at least 40 or 50 to 1. You have to count for the Browns, so maybe it would have been 30 to 1.
No, I think it would have been super.
Joe Flacco had only thrown, but when they got the ball back with 2 minutes to go, I think Joe Flacco had only thrown for 176 yards. He was 17 of 27 for 176.
And now Joe Flacco is 18-3 all time against the Browns. I wonder if he's the second winningest quarterback in First Energy Stadium history.
Well,
behind Ben Roethlisberger.
I think Baker took that.
Oh, great. 3 great quarterbacks that we want to talk about.
So third.
Oh my gosh. I just the
How many home games do we have between now and week 12? Because Jacoby Brissett might be high on that list at this rate. Hopefully. Because I don't.
Wait, you actually have to win the home game to get a W on your schedule, though.
Yeah, but they're.
I'm sorry.
Quarterback outside of Roethlisberger, Flacco, and Andy Dalton, who else has any wins? And there's not been a whole lot of other guys that come here. So
not a Browns quarterback besides Baker.
Yeah.
Oh God, oh my gosh, I figured. I said 3-1 the first 4 games if things go bad. 4-0 if things go well. And even if they go 4-0, even if they went 4-0, it still doesn't guarantee a playoff spot because of how tough their schedule is. The final.
I mean, 3-1 is still on the table, but
still doable.
Good Lord, does this one
now
hurt?
you had the Steelers on a short week, and the Steelers defense is really freaking good.
Well,
and the Browns defense. Well, I forgot TJ Watt's not there. That's a huge loss, actually.
But they're still
freaking But then again, they have freaking Najee. I don't care who they have a quarterback. They have Najee Harris and 2 solid receivers and Pat Freiermuth at tight end. Let's just hope that in this next 96 hours, the Browns actually figure out how to play defense in the defensive backfield.
They honestly might just run cover 4 the entire game and say, I swear to God, if the safeties are out of position, you're never playing for this team again.
Seriously, at this point,
no one's going deep. If Pat Freiermuth is going to beat us over the middle, Pat Freiermuth's going to beat us over the middle.
Right?
Wait, hold on. We're used to that though. We're Browns fans. We're used to tight ends being wide open in the middle.
Yeah, but the thing is, if Mitch Trubisky's beating us over the middle, then hell would have truly frozen over.
He could throw left though, or right. I think he can throw right.
One of those directions.
Yeah,
you can't throw anywhere else.
I see. We're in a point. I can't make fun of opposing quarterbacks because we just lost to Joe Flacco. I still. We made.
By the way, the thing that sucks though, as a Buckeye alum myself, the fact that Garrett Wilson was the guy that dominated the game. I so badly want to be happy for Garrett Wilson. It's like no.
I thought he broke his back in the third quarter.
Same.
I know.
He just helped embarrass. He just helped embarrass the Browns for one of the worst losses in decades.
Yeah, decades ever.
I'm talking about my lifetime, so 3 decades.
True.
I feel like, I mean, if there's anything that's going to come out of this, you're going to find out a lot about what the defensive leadership is.
Don't we say
not
this?
Not Joe Woods,
right?
But I feel like we say this a lot. I feel like every time we're getting a new defensive coordinator and things go bad, we say like we're going to find out a lot about this defense. You know what I mean? And then
Myles Garrett's talking a lot for someone who talking a lot. I mean, not someone who didn't deserve it. I mean, he played well today, but Myles Garrett's talking, and he's the captain. So shit's gonna get fixed, or he's gonna start talking more. Because I think today he was nice. Let me see. I found there was a quote.
And by the way, while you're looking at that quote, AFC North today. How about the AFC North? What a bad
dumpster fire
division.
Baltimore. Honestly, the Browns might not even have the worst loss today.
Yeah,
Baltimore's up 28-7 at half, 35-21 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they
going into the fourth quarter, and they lost 42-38. And now Cincinnati's down to the Dak Prescott-less Cowboys.
Yeah.
So man, what a great! Remember when the AFC North used to be?
Is this another AL Central?
Okay, I found the Myles Garrett quote.
Okay.
He said, "I think every man in that locker room should point the finger at themselves, coaches included."
Oh, okay. I like that.
I don't think he's above calling out coaching. I mean, he's done it before. Yeah. I think if you run into the same things going forward, he's going to just keep doing it.
Yeah.
He might start using names.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe this Halloween he'll put like the gravestones of his own coaches on his front yard instead of opposing quarterbacks.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like it's just like a complete 180 if you think about the coaching. Like Stefanski had an unbelievable game, like calling plays on offense, and then you just get a unbelievable shit show on the defense. It's just the exact opposites that you could even think of.
And again, the unfortunate part is this happens a few times a year. Last year it happened 3 or 4 times with Joe Woods, where it looked like he went out there and it looked like he had never called a defense before in his life.
Yep. Yeah.
But then the next week they come out and they give up 6 points, and you're like,
right.
Well, what do we do with them?
Right. That's what happened. Yeah, the end of the season might be just a mirage to what he actually is. I think we were so worried about how crappy the offense was in Baker Mayfield, it might have just overshadowed.
But they even had some good. They had some good defensive games in the beginning. I mean, I don't know how much we want to put on the Bears game.
That one's a dumpster fire.
I don't know if the Bears knew what they were doing that day.
No.
But they also had the game against the Bengals.
True.
The game against the Chiefs was pretty good for most of it.
It's just so frustrating. There's no consistency there. Like you as you said, you get one of these games and then you'll get like last week, first half. That was one of the best performances we've ever seen the defense have. And then the second half they can't give up.
There's a non-zero chance that we spend all week bitching about Joe Woods and wanting him fired, and they go out on Thursday and shut the Steelers out.
Right.
That would be what happens. This is how this goes.
Right, come on.
This is the Joe Woods cycle.
Let's be realistic.
Really
Let's be realistic here.
I might be exaggerating, but this is the Joe Woods experience. Like you give up 31 points to the Jets, and you come out the next week and you give up 90 yards of offense to the Steelers and sack Trubisky 17 times.
Yep. Just crazy. But hey, we're still in first.
Yeah.
For now. I still,
man, what a freaking!
I think even it.
I don't know
I
what
think
else to
even
say
if-
about today's game.
Even if the Bengals lost, I think we'd still be in third. They might actually be in last because they have a division loss.
Right.
They'd have a division loss.
Yeah.
Why are we looking? Why are we looking?
Scoreboard watching week 2. Heck yeah, that's where we are. That's where we're at as Browns fans. Not in last place. That should be a shirt. Matt, we're not in last place.
Hey, look.
Put it on a shirt.
If the Steelers are losing and the Ravens are losing and the Bengals are losing, it's typically a pretty good week.
True.
It would have been real nice. It'd been real nice if you didn't pee down your leg for 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Right. Like that's the sucky part. Like we can't Jacoby Brissett played one of the best quarterback plays we've seen in years.
So that speaking of Jacoby, let's talk about. Yeah, no, but let's talk about the good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah. Let's talk about the good things from today, because there are plenty of good.
Plenty, yeah.
And especially on the offense. So number one, you already said it. Jacoby Brissett. I'm gonna look up I'm going on the stats page right now. That's what we said earlier, though. We wasted a good Jacoby Brissett game. We're not going to have many of those in 11 games. 22 27, 229, a touchdown and interception. He also made some plays with this. He had 6 carries for 43 yards.
Yeah.
He looks like Michael Vick back there at times.
I don't even necessarily fault him for the interception. He was just trying to get the ball downfield.
Right. Yeah. You can't. 13 seconds left. You're hoping. That's all you can do. You're hoping.
I mean, if that ball gets through and he catches it, they're down to like the 27. They kick a field goal, probably win.
Oh man, yeah, but yeah, Brissett was great. Amari Cooper was great. That was one of the better.
Amari Cooper could run a route and lose his own shadow.
He left so many guys in the dust, man. It was one of the better receiving performances we've seen in quite a while too. And that's again wiped away by a defense that can't do anything. It's frustrating, man. The offense was just like, you hoped that you would see that, like maybe down the line. Like in game 2, we saw that. It was just an impressive performance, and they almost won it.
And they had some moments today where you were questioning what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
What was it in the 4-minute drill when they drove down?
Ran the ball 3 times and then went to 4th and 25 or something.
Yeah, they lost yards on 3 straight plays. That was kind of bizarre, but I don't think the next position for the Jets led to anything. I think that was the 3 and out.
They punted, yeah.
Yeah, that was a 3 and out. So the mistakes that the offense made didn't hurt.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, I still can't. There's just no words for it. It's just,
and I'm not gonna blame Cade York for the loss. I think that'd be stupid. I'm not gonna blame Nick Chubb for the loss. I think that'd be stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt, but they also need to learn to go down inbounds. Kareem Hunt had back-to-back first down carries where he went out of bounds. That literally wasted no time.
It was tough though.
But you know what I mean?
The first one, he clearly ran out of bounds. The second one, I think he tried to stay in bounds and was thrown out.
Right.
So I'm not blaming
technically them for it should have been running a clock, but
no, that second one shouldn't have been. Yes, he was kind of pushed, and there was a 2:02 left. So if he stays in bounds, that's 2-minute warning. First down, 2 minutes left, and you literally kneel the ball.
I also don't even know how much I can truly I know that people are you always blame the head coach for these things, and the head coach always says it comes to me anyway. I don't think you can blame Kevin Stefanski for this loss. He's not a defensive coach. He's not a special teams coach.
Right.
The faults were there, not on offense.
Offense scored 30 points.
But where you can blame him though, is he hired Joe Woods and Mike Weaver.
But I just want to say, like, heading into the season with Brissett under center, did we think that they were going to score 30 points? Like, how? Like, what was
Against
the
the
probability?
Jets?
Still,
The
I think
Jets
even
are
against
literally a bottom 3 team in the NFL.
yeah, but still,
With Joe Flacco, they might be bottom 2.
I don't know if they're going to be that bad. If Zach Wilson can come back and be useful, I don't think they're going to be that bad. They have a lot of good receivers.
With
They
Joe
do.
Flacco, they're a bottom
They're
2
hard
team
to
in the
they're
NFL.
hard to cover on defense.
Toasted the secondary.
They're hard to cover on defense.
I think MJ Emerson is going to have nightmares of Wilson all night. He just ate him up all game.
That's Joe Woods' fault too, though.
Right, putting him on.
By the way, so Garrett Wilson, one of the best quarterbacks in the college football last year, a top 11. I forget which one he was. He was top 11 because Ohio State had 3 top 11 quarterbacks. Why do you put MJ Emerson on Garrett Wilson on the 2 or 3 yard line on an island when you have Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome?
Right, and like that's not what MJ does. Like he doesn't move his hips that well. Is one of the big
Garrett
things
Wilson literally made one freaking move and he was open by 5 yards already.
Like that's not what he does. Like he's not that kind of cornerback. And I think wasn't it just like 2 receivers out? So like I know they want to put Newsome in the middle at nickel or in the slot, but like at this point you need to put your best players out there.
I would have to look at even see if both Ward and Newsome were on the field on that play because it was a goal line play. So
I think they were on the other side, if I can remember.
Either way, it still comes down to Joe Woods because why is MJ Emerson out there over Denzel and Greg Newsome if there's only one cornerback? You know what I mean?
Right.
Still, I still cannot believe that they put MJ Emerson and Garrett Wilson on an island. What were you expecting to happen there? I can only imagine if it was like a close up on Garrett Wilson's eyes and face when you saw that. He probably had the biggest grin on his face.
Yeah. Like it's a first round pick versus a third round pick of the previous draft. Like
and a first round pick that's known for getting open and on routes like that. Man, it's like the defensive mistakes. Joe Woods, he's a defensive coordinator, so he's obviously the one that everyone's going to blame. But I don't know, like the miscommunications, is that on Joe Woods or is that on the players? They're all grown adults.
Without knowing the full scope of what's going on behind the scenes, it would be hard to say that whether or not the players are not communicating well because they are confused with the scheme and Joe Woods needs to change it, or if they are not communicating well because they don't communicate well and they're just doing the wrong things, and it's not the defensive coordinator's fault that Grant Delpit wants to stand 10 yards off a receiver in zone all the time.
Right. Yeah. To me, it just looks like a bunch of guys that aren't comfortable in a system. And it's been going on, 2.5 years, 2 years or so.
31 years to be exact. But
right.
33 years, my bad. 33 years to be exact.
At this, like, sometimes you just need to make the move at the top to shake it up. Like, sort of like firing the head coach of like a team that had expectation. Like, sometimes you just need to shake up the locker room to, like, wake up these people. Like Denzel Ward and these guys should not be struggling against the freaking Jets. It was an embarrassing performance. Like, I don't usually use the word embarrassing, but it was embarrassing that they just were absolutely toasted by Joe Flacco. 500-year-old Joe Flacco, who's been on four teams now or something, and they lost to them because they can't cover and talk to each other. That's embarrassing.
The only thing that you need to know is that the Browns found another way to lose, which is what makes it embarrassing. Like, there's so many ways that the Browns have lost over the years, and they found another bingo card to cross off.
Yeah.
It's just, I cannot believe the way they lost. I cannot.
I'm looking at the Browns defensive staff right now, and there's not a single person on the staff, aside from Chris Kiffin, who I only know because of his brother, that I have ever recognized in my life. Like, there's not even a good candidate for like an interim.
Right. But
Myles Garrett, can Myles Garrett be player coach?
can they just coach themselves? Like, that's the frustrating part. Like, there's
because I think if you have a player coach, then that's going to give the players even more reason to just want to go smack someone in the side of the head after a play.
All right, do it. That would at least mean that they were close enough to the player where they could smack him. The defensive secondary wouldn't have been able to do that today because they were never that close to the player, to the opposing player.
Yeah.
I just cannot believe how many blown coverages they had. It was like 1, okay, that's a little too many. 2, okay, now that's getting bad. 3, with a minute 33 left or whatever it was. It's like, what are we doing out here? Do you know how Oprah Winfrey used to do like those giveaways? It was like Joe Woods was giving away blown coverages for free.
And it was just easy. Like, that was the crazy part. Like, it just looks so easy.
We could have made those throws.
Well, I don't know about that.
And I've never played. I mean, they were that open. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if I could throw the ball as far as Joe Flacco.
That's true.
Even at 70% of what he used to be, I don't think I could throw the ball.
I would need like.
You know the point I was trying to make, you bastard.
I got it. Yeah, but it's a big week. I don't know how many times we've said this about this team, but it's going to be a big week. The defense needs to look at themselves and kind of figure out what the heck's going on, because they played one good half so far this season out of 4.
I would say that they played a pretty complete game in Charlotte, aside from 3 plays.
Right, but
today it was an epidemic.
Right.
Today it was an epidemic. And there's something to be said about the fact that, it seemed like Joe Flacco was playing find Greg Delpit or Grant Delpit.
Yeah. Or MJ Emerson. Either one.
But even Emerson didn't seem like he was on an island all that much. It was find where Grant Delpit is sitting in zone and throw there because he's going to be far enough off.
Yeah. It's just
man. I can only imagine how the Steelers' offensive film room is saying this week. Just literally find 22 and go there.
And like the thing also is like,
can Grant Delpit change his number?
Like how much can they actually put? Like, they knew Baker Mayfield from so many practices, but like, is that just a mirage because they knew them so well? Like that's something we got to figure out in the next couple games. Like, was that just because they knew Baker Mayfield frontwards and backwards, and that's how they frustrated him? And with a quarterback that's a veteran like that, like Joe Flacco, he just took them apart. There was they didn't have. I think they had 1 or 2 legit stops. One was the Clowney strip sack, which was also in the red zone or close to it, and then I think they stopped them in close to the end of the fourth quarter. They stopped them on 3. I think he dropped the pass, or it was the guy was wide open, but Flacco just missed him. So like, there was like legit like 1 stop all game against the New York Jets, and that's.
They did force a field goal once.
They did, but I don't consider that a stop. any points is bad against that Jets or offense. They scored 9 points last week. 9 points
against a defense that just gave up 38.
Right.
42 to be exact.
42? Oh, well.
Didn't the Baltimore lose 42-38, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the Dolphins are just running they were just playing Madden in the second half and ran 4 streaks, and it worked.
Imagine if every team just does that against the Browns. It'll work every freaking time.
That's what happens when you have the 2 fastest receivers in the league.
Shit, we play the Dolphins later this year. Oh my god.
Just run streaks. Tyreek Hill, literally, don't even make a move, just run straight.
Oh my God, they play the Dolphins later this year.
Yeah, they do. That's like right after the bye week or right before the bye
Oh
week.
no.
Hey, they played well after the bye week last year, so
Progress.
fingers
Can't
crossed.
wait.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for November for the defense to figure its shit out.
Yeah.
The
So-
defense will figure their shit out just enough to give Browns fans hope for when Deshaun Watson comes back, and then go down the shithole again.
Right. It's one of those, that meme, don't give me hope.
Or it's that Grand Theft Auto guy saying, "Oh shit, here we go again."
I think that's just every week at this point.
Right.
Yep, every week in the fall. You can guarantee it every Sunday. I guess this week it's Thursday, and in a few weeks it's Monday. But
Like, the crazy thing is, like, the Browns offense gives them so much. Like, they control the clock for pretty much the entire game. And they weren't on the field that often because we had some long-ass drives on offense, and they still cannot find any kind of success. And that's on coaching and the players. It's just a complete failure. So we'll see. We got 4 days to figure it out against Mitch Trubisky.
Not even. They got 3.
3, yeah.
And they're not going to practice tomorrow, so 2.
I would send their ass in. Just the defense. Hey, defense.
I mean, they're going to be in the
practice.
facility tomorrow, but I don't think they're allowed to practice tomorrow per CBA rules. But
it'll be interesting to see if that's different for Thursday night games or not.
I was serious about in the Discord that if the Browns made Grant Delpit walk home, I might applaud the decision. Joe Woods too. You guys can walk home together.
Grant Delpit would probably get in more steps than he did all today.
Grant Delpit would never get hit by a car because he'd be 20 feet off the road.
Man, now we're just getting mean. Now we're talking about getting hit by cars. Shit.
No.
Right.
No. I'm saying he wouldn't get hit by a car.
I know.
It's a good thing he wouldn't get hit by a car because he'd be too far away from it.
The Greg Williams of safeties per se.
Yes.
Where's Jabril Peppers these days? Is he still in Euclid playing defense?
We would have won the game if we had. I think we talked about this in before the pod. But we would have won.
Yeah.
We would have won if Greg Williams was the head coach or defense coordinator, because he would have had a guy in way back. They at least known that there's a guy running down the sideline.
He might have just put Grant Delpit in the end zone to start those plays. You can't get beat if you're already there.
Pretty much.
Chess, not checkers.
Also, we didn't talk about this, but the onside kick, like, dude,
that was one heck of a play, by the way. Faked like you're going right, go left, and then Amari Cooper, the most sure hands guy on the team.
Like, dude, you had the best hands on the team.
I don't even think he really got his. I don't think he got his hands on it. I think
he tried to swat it. He tried to swat it out of bounds, which was not the great idea. Like, because if he actually went for it, it looked like if he actually went for it, he could have gotten it because the guy caught it with his arm extended. He stopped the ball extended, and if Amari kind of dove for it, I think he would have got it. So another special teams. There's a couple things on special teams where, like that one, and then kicking it short on kickoffs. Please stop that. Like, they gave I think they had 2 kickoffs where they gave them at the 35-yard line because they can't cover anybody, and they kicked it short. And then every other time they kicked it deep. I have no idea what their game plan is. It doesn't work. It didn't work last year. Just kick it out of the end zone and start from 25.
Everyone but the offense gets an F.
Right. Pretty much.
Is an F- possible? Because I give Prefer and Woods an F-.
I don't know if I give Prefer an F. That might be like a D-.
A D-.
No, I mean,
the onside kick. The onside kick was honestly genuinely well executed by the Jets. Like,
yeah.
Yes, the Browns could have done something different, but
the special teams has been. I mean, I can't talk. The special teams has been an issue ever since Kevin Stefanski was hired and Prefer came with him. I mean, and then if you say Cade York is a saving grace, Mike Prefer has nothing to do with Cade York. That's just Cade York.
I don't know how much. I don't know how much it actually says for Mike Prefer, but he was better than Tabor. He's been better than Tabor was.
Man, that's like saying freaking.
What a line of special teams coach we've had.
That's like saying. I mean, I don't know what it says about Brandon Whedon, but he was at least better than Jeff Garcia. Well, actually, no, he probably wasn't. But you know what I mean. Like that's like saying that a guy that sucks is at least better than the guy that sucked really bad.
Yeah.
Less suck.
Yeah, they sucked less.
Oh boy.
The joys of being a Browns fan. I don't know what else to talk about though.
I think we've reached the point where we've gone off the rails.
Yes.
We got to do this again in 48 hours anyway.
This is all karma because me and
true.
Joe. Yeah, we do. Tuesday.
Yes,
this is all karma, by the way. Joe
I want to apologize to Joe Flacco. I'm sorry, Joe Flacco. You're 18-3 now against the Browns. I should have gave you respect. As on me. I didn't know that our defense is a dumpster fire. Now I do, and I will never talk about a quarterback anymore. So, Mitch Trubisky, you were great in high school.
Man, if Joe Flacco can do that, though, imagine what Mitch Trubisky could do, or small hands. Kenny Pickett.
I think Joe might be on a moratorium from talking shit about other teams' quarterbacks.
Oh yeah,
in a while.
Oh, I'm done. Until the defense actually can talk to each other. We can't shit talk anybody.
Find something nice to say about Marcus Mariota.
All right. So, any final thoughts from today's game besides the fact that it was embarrassing and unbelievable, and I don't even know how else to call it because it was just everything you can think of and then more. Any final thoughts?
I need therapy.
Oh, that is perfect for our ad that's going to pop up after this podcast. By the way,
I didn't even do that on purpose. It's just where I'm at right now.
I'm just hopeful that we can forget about this in 4 days. But
by forget about it, do you mean that they'll lose in another different way? So you'll forget about this loss, or what?
Yeah.
Again, if Mitch Trubisky throws for 300 yards and beats the Browns, I will wear a Steelers jersey.
All right, so I don't have any final thoughts because that was just embarrassing.
Place.
No, glass half full. We're not in last.
Well,
isn't that the shirt?
That's true.
We're not in last place. Go Browns.
Hey, we have two first place teams in the city right now.
Guardians and Browns aren't. I'm not saying the Browns are in first. If you lose,
they have the same record.
I don't care if you go 15-1. If you lose to the New York Jets, you're not in first place.
Joe Burrow just gets sacked again.
I know. It's all right.
All right, so the BrownsCast will be back with you Tuesday night to preview the Browns-Steelers matchup because they play Thursday night, and when Amazon Prime nationally televised game. So let's see how the Browns play in front of everyone watching. Hopefully, there's no helmets being swung or nothing like that. Because was that the last Thursday night game, by the way, that the Browns played?
No, they played one last year. I thought that was in 2019.
They play one almost every year.
Yeah, they play. That was in the end of 2019. They started week 2
already?
Yeah,
Jeez,
they had week 2 on Thursday night against the Bengals, and then last year, who'd they play on Thursday? They definitely played a Thursday game.
Either way, though, we'll be back with you Tuesday for a Browns-Steelers preview. Hopefully more positive than we are right now, because I just don't even. I mean, the Browns just found another way to lose, which is I didn't think that was possible, but here we are. So we will be back.
Quick story. Quick story before we go.
Uh-oh.
My dad, my brother, and I went to the race at Bristol last night, and just before we went to our seats, we were watching the App State game on my phone, and right before the Hail Mary, I said, "Well, I've seen crazier shit happen than this."
Oh God! Oh no! And what that take about happened? What ended about less than 24 hours? It was gone.
Yeah,
that take is gone. Oh,
And now here we
Yeah.
are. The Browns up 13 with a minute
I
55
guess
left.
I guess we
Lose.
can I guess we can trace this back to me. I have some superstitious blame in this too. You were talking crap about quarterbacks, and I was thinking that crazy things couldn't happen.
The Browns were up
Even Browns
7.
football.
The Browns were up. Think about this though. Browns were up 7 with at the 2-minute warning, had the ball inside the red zone, and the Jets didn't have any timeouts, and they lost.
They scored too fast.
They did.
You're up
Nick Chubb is
7.
Too good. Nick Chubb
Oh
is
my-
too
I
damn
can-
good.
Oh my goodness, dude! I cannot believe they just lost.
Just
like that.
think, if the Jets were able to tackle him, we would have won.
True. If the Browns were able to guard someone, the Browns would have won.
Wow. If they would have won if they talked to each other, it would be real
True.
nice.
Talking. It's like that relationship where you don't really talk much and you start to hate each other. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time, because if they really
I
start
don't
to
know,
hate each other, then it's going to get worse.
My brain hurts.
Could you imagine
Yeah.
if the Browns secondary played telephone? Ooh.
It would start off with "Don't give up a touchdown," and by the time it got to the other side, it would say "Give up a touchdown easily."
Somehow cover 4 would become 4-leaf clover in transmission of one guy.
Do whatever you want.
Free for all.
Free for all. Oh my
Man,
god.
that would be a fun name. If the Browns secondary played telephone, what would it start off as, and what would it end up as?
Something completely different. Oh my god.
All right, so we'll be back with you in what 48 hours. I can't wait to talk more Browns in 48 hours. I'm just completely ecstatic to talk Browns in 48 hours. But seriously, Tuesday night, Browns Steelers preview, because they play Thursday night. Taylor, you'll be here, right?
Yep, I'll be here.
Cool. So it'll be the trio, as always. And
Yep.
until then, go